About 80 years ago, there was a massive drought that went through southern France. And there was once a place that was so beautiful and famous with tourists. It was called Provence. And that place became a wasteland. No one went there anymore. From being a great, big, beautiful forest, it became a dry desert. The farmers left, the animals left, and tourists left, and the business left too. A once proud and beautiful nation was left with nothing. And there was a backpacking traveler going through there. In those days, they used to do walking tours because there wasn't many vehicles, there weren't many buses, trains were expensive, so you used to walk everywhere. And this man was doing a walking tour across France, and he came to Provence, and he's like, this is a horrible place. Why would anyone want to be here? There's nothing. And so he's looking for a place to stay, but there's not many places. All the villages have been abandoned, people have left. And so he's walking around trying to find a place, and he manages to find the house of an old shepherd. And the shepherd is still living there with his sheep. And then he's like, can I please stay the night with you? And he's like, sure, my house is your house, no way. Man comes into his house, has a simple dinner. And that night, as he's sitting down reading the newspaper, he looks over, and the shepherd on the table is sorting nuts. Acorns, pecans, different types of nuts. And this guy's like, what is this guy doing? Is he nuts? Saying they're sorting nuts. So he didn't think much of it, he went to sleep. Next morning, he says, I have to walk to the next town. So the shepherd said, well, you can follow me along my way because I'll show you how to get there. So he's walking with the shepherd, and as the shepherd is walking, he noticed every few steps the shepherd takes, he takes a stick, makes a hole in the ground, drops the seed inside, covers it up, walks a few more steps, makes a hole in the ground, drops the seed in, covers it up, keeps going. And the man looks at the shepherd after a while, and he's like, what are you doing? He's like, what do you mean, what am I doing? I'm planting trees. He says, planting trees in this wasteland? I mean, come on. Nothing grows here. There's a drought. Everything's dying. He says, yes, but it won't. And the old man said, well, yes, but it won't always be this way. The rains will come, and these trees will grow. And he says, yes, okay, fine, the trees will grow eventually, but you're never going to see it. You're never going to see it. You're an old man, you're going to be dead. Why are you wasting your time planting trees you're never going to see? And he said, maybe I won't see it. And maybe my children won't see it. But my children's children will see it. And that for me is enough. And so this guy goes away thinking, okay, this man's a bit nuts. And he carries on. 20 years later, the same young man, now a bit older, is on another walking tour. And on his way down through France, he comes through Provence again, but he cannot recognize it. The place has turned into a forest. Everywhere you look, there's trees, there's animals, and life has returned. The villages now have people again. The birds are singing in the trees. There's water rushing to the rivers again. There's the sound of the people in the marketplace. And he's like, is this the same place that I was here 20 years ago? What happened? And he started asking around, and people were saying there was one old man, there was one old shepherd who just kept putting little nuts in the ground. And from there, this horse appeared. This guy's like, I know that guy. I met him. I made fun of him. Look at him now. This place is completely transformed. We asked, is he still alive? And the village people said, yes, he's still alive. In fact, he just got an award from the president last year for fixing this place up. And he's like, can I meet him? He's like, sure, his house is up there on the hill. Went back up the hill, saw the old shepherd. The old shepherd's like, come in, come in. He's much older now. Please, have a meal. Has a simple little meal, sits down on the couch to read the newspaper, looks over at the table, and there's the shepherd. Acorns, vegans, sorting out his nuts. But this time he no longer thinks he's nuts, because he knows that what he's doing is changing that country. Ideas are seeds. Ideas are nuts. Every day that you speak, every person that you communicate to, every person that you come across, you are dropping a seed. into their mind. You are dropping an idea into their brains. And that idea has the potential to sprout and grow and change this world. You gotta make sure the ground is good. You gotta make sure you prepare it. You gotta make sure your seed is good too. Some seeds are not so good. You gotta make sure that you got the best ones. But you have to go out and plant those seeds. You have to go out and plant those ideas, because when you do, that is when you change the world. You don't change the world by standing in front of 10,000 people and telling them how the world can be changed. You do it by standing in front of one person, or two people, or three people, and passing those ideas on. Because they'll pass their ideas on to others, and they'll pass their ideas on to others. And who knows how far